Historically, capital punishment was legal, and was used, when the Czech Republic was part of Czechoslovakia, until the punishment was abolished by amendment of the Federal Criminal Code in 1990. The last execution was carried out in 1989. Capital punishment is abolished in the Czech Republic, having been eliminated in 1990 and replaced by life imprisonment as the maximum penalty. The ban is enshrined in the Czech Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedoms and is also a result of international agreements, as the country is a member of the European Union and the Council of Europe. Despite public debate that sometimes surfaces after particularly brutal crimes, the death penalty remains legally prohibited. Legal prohibition. The death penalty is explicitly forbidden by the Czech Republic's Charter of Fundamental Rights and Freedoms. The country's membership in the European Union and the Council of Europe, which includes accession to the European Convention on Human Rights and its protocols, legally obligates it to prohibit capital punishment. Opponents outnumbered supporters. At that time, 51% opposed the death penalty and 42% favored it. This year's return to majority support suggests persistent divisions in Czech society over one of the justice system's most controversial questions. A majority of Czechs now favor the reintroduction of the death penalty, according to a new poll from the Center for Public Opinion Research. The survey, conducted in late May and early June 2025, found that 52% of respondents over the age of 15 support capital punishment, while 45% oppose it and 3% remain undecided. Support for capital punishment is not evenly distributed across the population. While the survey showed no significant difference between male and female respondents, 52% of men and 53% of women supported reintroducing the death penalty. It did reveal stark contrasts across age and education levels. Among respondents aged 15 to 30, fewer than 1 in 4 supported capital punishment. In contrast, 3/4 of those aged 51 to 70 favored its return. On the 4th of September 1942, Prague executed a bishop, Matěj Pavlík. Bishop Gorazd of Prague. A bishop is the principal teacher of the faith within his diocese, ensuring that the gospel is preached and Catholic education is upheld. The Serbian consecrated first bishop of the Czech Orthodox Church, Matěj Pavlík. Bishop Gorazd of Prague. The English word bishop derives, via Latin episcopus, Old English biscope, and Middle English bishop, from the Greek word, episkopo, meaning overseer or supervisor. Greek was the language of the early Christian Church, but the term episkopo did not originate in Christianity. It had been used in Greek for several centuries before the advent of Christianity. A bishop is an ordained cleric with the fullness of the Christian priesthood, typically responsible for a diocese as its chief pastor, and seen as a successor to the apostles. The role involves a threefold ministry of teaching the faith, governing the local church, and sanctifying the faithful through the administration of sacraments like ordination and confirmation. In many Christian denominations, including Catholicism, Anglicanism, and Orthodox traditions, only a bishop has the authority to ordain priests and other bishops. Bishop Matěj Pavlík was born on the 26th of May 1879 in Hruba Vrbka. Was first a Catholic priest and later a bishop of the Orthodox Church in Czechoslovakia and a promoter of a return to the Cyril and Methodius tradition. For his role in hiding the paratroopers who assassinated Archidrik, he was captured, tortured and executed by the Nazis. As a martyr, Vladika Gorazd was canonized on 4–6 of September 1987 in Olomouc. Matěj was executed for sheltering the Czechoslovakian resistance fighters who had lately assassinated Nazi Reichsprotector Reinhard Heydrich. Gorazd took full responsibility for protecting the patriots after the Schutzstaffel found them in the crypt of the cathedral, hoping to minimize Nazi reprisals on his congregation. This act guaranteed his execution. Gorazd of Prague. After icing Heydrich, the assassins had taken shelter in the cathedral basement, only to be betrayed by a one-time compatriot. After World War I. During World War II, having provided refuge for the assassins of SS Obergruppenführer Reinhard Heydrich. Reinhard Tristan Eugen Heydrich was a high-ranking German SS and police official in Nazi Germany as well as one of the principal architects of the Holocaust. He held the rank of SS Obergruppenführer and General der Polizei. Many historians regard Heydrich as one of the most sinister figures within the Nazi regime. Adolf Hitler described him as the man with the iron heart. Gorazd immediately met with Pavlík and Číkal and urged them to transport the paratroopers to another location as quickly as possible. The next day he left for a 4-day trip to Berlin, where he was to attend the interment of a Russian bishop. Even after his return, the paratroopers were still in the church. On June 18, they were to be taken to a safe place, but by then their hiding place had already been revealed. That same morning, an order was given to surround the church with the SS Prague Guard Battalion. After a 7-hour battle, in which the Germans deployed over 800 soldiers, all members of the paratroopers were killed or committed suicide with the last bullet. The next day, Bishop Gorazd decided to surrender to the authorities. On Thursday, June 25, 1942, at 5 a.m., he was arrested in Horní Posernice and taken to Pečk's palace. The trial of Bishop Gorazd and other believers took place on the afternoon of September 3, 1942. They were sentenced to death by shooting for hiding the murderers of SS Obergruppenführer Heydrich and 5 other parachute agents. On September 4, 1942, at 2:35 p.m., Bishop Gorazd was shot at the Kabliska shooting range along with Janson Event and Václav Číkal. The same fate awaited Vladimir Pavlík a day later. He was 63 years at the time of his execution. Thank you for watching Death Row.